Hello there, only one Kenobi here, only one. I'm glad this guy is here now because he's going to cheer me up because this I do like. I've just done a couple of reviews on the night I'm filming this one. So I've done 3 on the same evening. I'm not quite sure when I'm going to upload them all. But I've just been reviewing these 2 and it's not been very positive. Yeah, look at the way they stood together there though. That's pretty cool. Don't think Han would approve. But yeah, so I wasn't really enjoying those reviews. I had nothing good to say about them except for the Boba Fett, obviously. But the Leia was a bit of a bummer. But I'm glad to end the evening before I go to bed on this one here because it's great. It's a great figure. It's a nice Zutton, and it's a classic card back they've brought back, so it's really good. So the figure I have loose here is obviously Zutton, but this is quite funny. It was on the cards, no pun intended, that they were going to bring out Zutton in the vintage collection because they already have. They brought him out in the special action figure set, the 3-pack. And he was in there. I think it was called the Villains or something of the Empire or something like that. I think it was just called Villains, but he was in there with Boba Fett, actually. Speaking of Fett. And also, I think it was a Tusken Raider. And this is the one I have here loose. So I haven't opened him off the card back there because obviously that's the newer equivalent. We'll have a little look at it. The paint applications look slightly different for the one in the bubble there, but still going back to this guy. So this is as pure vintage collection as you can get. Although he was entitled to be on his own individual card in line with the 96, but it's a great figure. Zutton's amazing. He's a classic Star Wars character. You've got Zutmore, Zutton, and Snivians, aren't they? I can't think of the other fella's name. I'll have to get back to you. Name escapes me. But look at the paint. Look at the. I was going to say paint application there. Look at the wash of the character there. Can you see inside the crevices of his top? You can see a little bit of dirt in there. They've obviously washed a bit of paint over that. It's good, isn't it? And he stands really well in the Cantina. I just have him like that. Literally in this series, I just have my figures spinning on this platform how I have them on the shelf, and he looks good just facing forward like that. Does it begin with this? It's not Vidain. I can't think. Tessian begins with a T. Just bear with me. I'll remember. There is the classic card back, but I just know I would love this a whole lot more if it was thicker cardstock as well. I can just see past it now. We've seen enough of these modern vintage or vintage collection part 2 from 2018 onwards to know that they look good, especially in the star case, but the quality is lacking in the thickness of the card back, which is a shame. Be careful how you have them stored because they will warp. They're not thick enough to stand temperature changes and stuff like that. They'll warp. But yeah, he looks good there. Let's go right in on him on the bubble there to get a look at the finish of him. I think the one I've got, he's got slightly more wash on him, I'd say, but it's pretty much, it is the same figure, more or less. I don't think they've done anything to him. He's got that strap at the front there, and has this guy got that? Yeah, more or less. Oh, I'm not even focused. There you go. I really want to remember that guy's name. Anyway, Zutton is there. He used to be called Snaggletooth. So another opportunity missed there. They could have maybe given him the original name and then put in brackets underneath Zutton, which they've opted not to do that anymore. I don't know whose decision was that, Steve Evans or somebody. I know that Steve Evans, when they did Silent Mirai, here he is right now. Let me go and get him for you. He's on the wall. So when they gave you this, it was a big disappointment because that was the first instance I was aware of that they could have put in brackets, you know, yak face, which they used to do. They did Arimarco in brackets, aka prune face. And this guy, Ponda Barber, just behind me here, this is what I'm talking about. If you're not sure what I'm talking about how they used to present these figures in the vintage collection. See, Ponda Barber, his real name, which is rightfully so, should be put on the card back. See my reflection there. And then in brackets, Walrus Man, how he used to be known as, you know. And they did that for any character that they gave you the name of, which is good to know their real name. There would be some people who would argue that they just want to see Ponda Barber on the card back, but I'm more of a modernist in that sense, that I don't mind knowing the, you know, the real identity, but it's nice to have that history in the brackets, but they've stopped doing even that now. Yeah. The only way they gave you the yak face, by going back to yak face, they did call him yak face on that card back, which was just a very exclusive thing. But I think that was Steve Evans's argument. He said, "Oh, well, we're calling him yak face on the carded coin one." But yeah, it's a shame. I think Oramarka was the other example of mine. Anyway, so Zutton's pretty cool. I like it. Zedmore and was it Zutton?
Bruh.
Zed, I'm thinking of, is it Zed? Who's Zedmore? Is that Winston Zedmore? Am I thinking of the guy from the Ghostbusters? What the hell is the other one called? Zutton? Zidane? No, surely not the French football player. Takeel. Oh my God, it's taken me how many minutes? 6 minutes now to remember his name. Takeel, I think it's Takeel, isn't it? So Zutton, Zutmore, and Takeel. I think I've got that right. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day. Oh, the back of the card. Well, there it is. And then you can see these other figures creeping in now. Look, you got a bit of the child there, Grogu. Just reviewed him. And also, did I show you the back of the layer? I think that's exactly the same. Here's the layer here I've just reviewed. And exactly the same as this fella. So it's all part of the same wave, I'm guessing. Anyway, thank you for watching that video. I have been Only One Kenobi, Only One. I have left a link for the entire series below if you want to check it out. But I hope you have enjoyed that. And forgive me for not remembering the names of all these Snivians from Tatooine. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only One. Out.